So Ms. Demetia, um, have women always been advised to sleep with men if they're not getting something in return? Like,
Yes.
you're older than me, so um, you have some years on me, so you'll really be able to answer this question because, like I said, within the past 5 6 years, the influencers and the artists and the powers that be, if you will, that's when in my young adult life, that's when I first started seeing, these women advising these other women that you should not be sleeping with a man just to sleep with him. You should be getting something in return. So I want to know, have women always been advised um, to not sleep with men if they're not getting something in return?
Yes. I mean, it was one particular lady. My mom didn't raise me like that. She modeled how you're supposed to be as a woman. But there was one lady. I went to high school with her daughter, and when I spent the night over her daughter's house, well, over their house, she was just like, "Don't ever be sleeping with these men and don't have something. You need to have something." And to me, it
Shallow.
was like the farthest thing from my mind. Like, uh, but okay, but what am I giving him? He ain't asked me for nothing.
Right.
So what he's supposed to give me a BMW, I'm supposed to give him Mercedes? Like
Right.
what are we really saying?
And I don't mean to cut you off, Miss Demetia. So the woman in the video, towards the end of the video, Chantel, you are next. Ladies and gentlemen that are new here. Sometimes I have multiple people in the box, but I always only talk to one person at a time, okay? And when I'm talking to one person, the other people that are in the box have to be muted up, but I only talk to one person at a time. I have one more question to ask Ms. Demetia after this question, and then you're going to be next, Chantel. But Ms. Demetia, so in the video, the woman said towards the end of the video, she said like when a man and a woman have sex, like she said, you're giving him coochie and he's giving you dick. Like that's what you're getting in return.
That
So she said it's a fair exchange. So I don't know where, the money and the materialistic items and all this other stuff. I don't know when that got into play.
okay. It's what you choose to subscribe to. It's so many channels that mankind can tune into. Is what you said yes to. It's what you gave your yes to. Again, if you let something that you see tear up a foundation on unconditional love, because that's what you're getting away from. You really don't want that. You really, like a noble really be trying to tell y'all, like you really want to be in a relationship. You really want to have this love, but you really going about it the wrong way. So eventually, when you get older, you're really going to realize you really do want unconditional love. So you tearing up that foundation before you get started, but you can recover. You can. We always do. Um, Gets whatever the fuck she wants. I work for it, and I'm proud of that. And can't nobody steal that from me. It's my own dignity and pride. It was called self love. It's called self pride and dignity. Can't nobody even afford to give that to me. They can't even begin to do my own work for me. Though my mission's work is for me to do. It ain't got nobody else's name on it. Um, okay, so this mentality is going to keep continue to be handed down because someone got something out of the deal. But
Right.
I'm going to tell you, so you got something out of the deal, but you dug up unconditional. You're not going to tell us about how your marriage is really going. You're not, because you're already used to smoking mirrors. You're the one, y'all are the ones who are doing this. Your grandmamas and the people before them and the people before them, y'all been doing this act. Fucking clowns. Y'all been doing this. But who can y'all really see? Are you really giving that? Are you really, can you really see what's really going on? Y'all been doing this. Y'all never gonna tell us. But see, when I sit y'all down in my chair and I'm touching your crown and you come open with information because it's a sacred position to touch someone's head, and you telling me the truth, you telling me that your husband is really your roommate and it's an act when he get off the road. He a businessman. You got everything you asked for, and it ain't what you needed. You went after your wants. You was subtracting from yourself. The man, you was subtracting from yourself. You ain't gonna have your soulmate. You got a roommate. How about
Hmm.
that?
Hmm.
They've been doing this. It's all an act. It's all smoke and mirrors. You just got to be able to see and hear and rightfully divide and know the truth about someone before you involve with them and all this and that. You need to know what you're dealing with. People are dangerous. Guns ain't dangerous. People are dangerous. Trust the wrong person and see what happened to your life. As a matter of fact, the problem is we have all felt like we was misfits because we got involved with someone who don't even trust themselves, but they lied and played the game. They had a script for us. They had a template for us. And we got involved and hooked up with them. But the problem is, I'm telling you, it always comes back to self. When you lie to yourself, what you gonna do to me? That's why people can be in 29-year marriages, something that people say they want. Now, everybody don't want to be married. And everybody don't split into poly and all this and that. But for people who've been in, like, for example, someone been in a marriage for 29 years, this is why they could just be faking and disguising. And a person be like, I didn't know that this was the person I married, because the person don't even know who they are. They've been lying to themselves. They like, no, I'm this stand-up dude. No, I'm this stand-up woman. And then you give them a baby. What type of father are you? Then I can really vouch and say, oh, we had a baby. Oh, he had a seed. Oh, he got a penis. Oh, he has some money, but he ain't present. And that's not a race thing. That's a people thing. That's a people deficit. It's not just limited to Black people. We're not going to do that to us. We are fearfully and wonderfully made. We are amazing. We just got some things we need to work out. We need to iron out the wrinkles right now. We having a deep discussion about it. And this is going to separate the real from the fake. The fake don't want to hear it because they want to get in a box so bad. He got to be doing this. Expose yourself, boo. That's what we here for.
Really? That's what we're here
for.
For?
Get in the box. That's what we here for. We need to know who you are. We need to know who you are any fucking ways. Playing a fucking game with people's life. People out here really trying to do life and do right. And you want to come in disguise. So again, if you just want the gifts, be fucking bold enough to say the shit. Right. And stop trying to do what the culture says do. Finesse. Finesse in our culture means telling a fucking lie.
Right. And that's the thing. These women are in this room right now, and they're not saying anything in the comments, and they're not going to come up here and say that, they are an in denial escort or they are an in denial prostitute. But like, that's what we're here to talk about. But Ms. Demetria, let me ask you the last question. So is it giving broke woman behavior if a woman is asking a man for money or asking a man to pay her bills that she's not in a committed, exclusive relationship with?
She can ask, and he can give.
But is it giving broke woman behavior?
It's giving. You got to know what's going on in that person's brain. On a date, are we just talking about dating and you're asking for the person to pay the bills? Like,
they're not in a committed, exclusive relationship. These are two people that are dating. They may be being physically intimate with each other. They don't live together. They don't have any sort of obligation to each other. But she's asking him for money, and she feels empowered to ask him for money because she's sleeping with him. So I'm asking you, is that giving broke bitch behavior? Yes or no?
No, not necessarily, because if they are sleeping together, you are going to, and you know this, Noble, you are going to find women that say that my puss, like, because I'm giving you that, and that's something you want. Not that they don't want it, not that they're not getting wet for it. Let's be clear. They moving away from the natural part of it, and they go into the financial part of it, and they want the reciprocation not only to be D, so they get D, let's be honest, and they get in that feeling, that's that itch scratch, and they want some bills paid. There are lots of women like that. We are all different. And it do come to a certain point. Sometimes with a woman, that's what it means to them. Automatically, if they open up like that, which really that's the most sacred part of us, is that if they open up like that, then automatically us women want the man to assume the position to be some type of headship, where it's paying or leading or giving something financially or being involved more. That naturally happens. That's like a natural exchange. But each woman is going to tell you something distinctly different on why they feel the way that they do. But I know that to be true. I don't think that that's given like broke bitch behavior. That happens when we open our legs. We do expect more from y'all. We really do.
And
Now,
I'm
how we
not, I'm not,
navigate
I'm
through
not
that
saying,
is
I'm not
different.
saying that anything is wrong with a woman expecting more from a man that she's opening her legs for. I'm just asking you if it's giving broke bitch behavior or not. But you said no, right?
Um,
Because at
it
the end of the day,
depends.
like I said, we're not in a committed, exclusive relationship with each other.
I could give you, so you're saying I could give you the most sacred thing of me and I can't ask for something monetary?
I'm not saying you can't ask for anything monetary, but so should is the man allowed to ask you for something monetary as well?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So
Reciprocation.
I want to be clear. I want
Yes.
to be clear. I want to be clear. So we are not in a committed, exclusive relationship with each other, but we are sleeping with each other. So me as a man, if I ask you for some money, or if I ask you, can you cover a bill for me, or cover some bills for me? There's nothing wrong with that, correct?
That's that. I don't think it's nothing wrong. I feel like it's reciprocation. Now, will we do as much as a man? No. Most of us will not. Most of us will not. Some will. I've seen it. They're gonna go all out for your birthdays and this and that, and they already know your financial status, and they're not expecting you to take them on a trip to Turkey or anything like that. But a woman, it just depends. Every woman is different. It's worth a conversation, Noble, between you and whoever you fucking. It's worth a conversation to see where their head is at.
All right,
Put it
Mr.
on the table and
Nisia.
see what you get. That's what we
So,
doing when
to,
we
so,
date,
so I just
anyways.
want to be clear to the men, to the men in here. She said that she personally does not see anything wrong with a man that is sleeping with a woman that he is not in a committed, exclusive relationship with. She doesn't see anything wrong with that man either asking that woman directly for money or asking her to cover a bill or some bills. So, to the men in here, if you are sleeping with a woman and that you are not in a committed exclusive relationship with, make sure that you ask her for some money from time to time. Make sure
But
you tell
let
her to
me be.
cash app you $50 so you can go get your hair done. Make sure you ask her to cover your cell phone bill this month. I just want to be clear on that. Ms. Demetia, please, do you have any last things you want to say
I
before I bring
do.
the next person up?
Part of what you're saying, it's almost sometimes it's like for me for me to be paying a man's bills that I'm dating, that's like really unrealistic.
You're
He
not
would have
dating him.
had to.
Why do you not see it the same way, the other way around? Because
We
so what
do
so you have a coochie and I have a and I have what I have, but because you have a coochie, it's okay for you don't see it the same way the other way around. Despite the fact that we're only dating, we're not in a committed exclusive relationship with each other.
No, I get what you're saying. And for King, I'm not trying to take it back. Nigga, you don't know me. You need to listen. Get to know me. Okay? I'm telling you my mind, my sentiments. I'm quite sure you have yours. What I'm saying is me in the situation, Noble, me dating a man, we didn't say exclusive or nothing like that. For him to ask me to pay a bill, ugh. Mm. I don't do that. I don't ask men to pay my bills. I don't ask him to get my feet and hair and nails done. If he chooses to do it, I'll oblige. You know what I'm saying? But I personally don't. So that's where I'm coming from. But I do believe in reciprocation. If I have asked him to pay a bill, and I think and I feel as though that's where we're at, then when it come back around, I'm not gonna have my nose turned up. But I mean, I know how a woman is. We do expect a man to do more than what we do
Yes, but
because we'll lose
I
respect.
acknowledge that. But you're
Yes.
simply expecting a man to do more because you have a coochie and he doesn't. So he
No,
doesn't
no,
have
no,
a
no,
coochie. So what's the
no,
problem?
no, 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 no. It's respect. It's
So
respect for me to be able to see that you can lead more, that you can handle more. That's what it is. If you trying to come at me for something long term, if you want respect from me as a woman, then you need to know how to lead. You need to know how to dominate in certain areas. You need to know how to cover. And so that also comes, those are like sometimes when life happen, Noble, and you dating someone and you feel like you can go to that person, because that's what that would have to be for me. I can't speak for anybody else. I don't just be like, hey, pay my bills. For me to ask, since I don't do that, it really would have to be someone who I feel like can cover me. And that also would show me what he's made of. You see what I'm saying? And then when I say reciprocation, I don't want to be spending more money than what he's spending, because I want to be able to respect him at the end of the day, that he can cover me, because that's the order. Now, if he come back and say, you know what, I'm short on this or whatever, I do believe in reciprocation. I really do. Especially if I could get it from him, especially if he covered me, then I will help, I will assist.
all right. Well, thank you, Ms. Demisha. I appreciate you. I'm gonna move on to the next caller. All right.
Yeah.
All right. You have a good night, Ms. Demisha.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right.